Hey, welcome back to James's Repair Shop. On the Rotisserie, finally going to start this job. So first of all, we have to go through the plans that were provided by Red Wing. I've given you in the description of the last two videos where they can be found. But I'll just go again, redwingsteelworksplans.com. That's the website. But you can look them up. It's pretty easy. You'll find it right away. If you go Red Wing Steelworks, you'll find this stuff right away. So owners, Matt and Susie Klein. So that's the opening page. There's some text in here talking about welding and hole size and all that stuff. If you get yourself a plans like this, you can go through all that. There's a really nice material list that they've provided. It covers every bit of this unit as they laid out in here. If you make any changes, obviously it's not going to cover it. So here we are. This is the actual overall look of the rotisserie. We got the end section, then you got the pivot point right here, and then there's the mounting brackets up to the pivot point, and of course the bottom support, center connect tube, it's called in here. And the same on the other side. So we're building two of the same thing and one connect tube. All right, what else do we have in here? Let's go through this. So this is the end frame, the whole look of the end frame. So one of the ends. So like I say, there's the body mounts, mounting arms that go onto this cross piece here, body mount brackets. So all this is in here. And then this is the pivot arm right here. This whole section right here is the pivot mechanism. And then this is the end frame that goes down to the triangular places, the little T-bar. So that's pretty straightforward. So first thing is we have to go through is we have to get some steel gathered up for the end frame. So we'll do one end frame at a time. There's not a lot of cutting here. So as you will see, let's just do measurements. So this is the end frame vertical tube, and I believe they call for in here, let's flip ahead one. And it's the end frame vertical tube is 50 inches. I'm going to write that right on there. 50 inches. So I can have it. So let's go look at the end frame long bottom tube. I think that's the next one. And that's 72 inches, so right there. So I'll write that on here. And that would be 72 inches. And then this piece here I already know is 18. So this is 18 inches. Right there. Then there's end frame gusset tubes. There's two of them. And there's also a gusset for support, to support that area right there. And then there's also the caster plates. So really that's pretty much it to the end plate that we're going to build today, or working on this part anyway. How long it's going to take, I don't really know. So yeah, 18 inches for the center tube connector to the end frame. All right, and the gusset plates right there, 4 inches by 4 inches. I may have to go get some plate steel because I don't know if I have that. I'll have to go check my steel pile. I have a lot of different stuff. And then here we have right here, this is the caster plate. Now, it's 4 by 4 or 4 by 4.5. So let's see what I have here on my casters. It looks like it might be the right one. So that's 4 by 4.5. Yep. 4 by 4.5. So that's right. So we'll have to make up 6 of those at some point. Anyway, let's get back to what we have for the end frame. We won't go any further than that right now. This will keep us busy. This will be more than one part video. So, end frame, I have it written here. So let's go over and see what I've got for these measurements on the piece of tube that I have already laid out. All right, so this plate. Okay, so what I was planning on doing this long piece that I have, I was going to stand it up like this. You can see that or not. Let me have a look here. Yeah, so I've got it stood up. So this piece right here, right now is 66 inches, so it needs to be 50. I'm going to leave that for now, that upright piece. And what I need to know, so that's supposed to be, this upright piece was 50 inches, like I said. Now, this bottom piece, this cross piece, was supposed to be 72, and I don't think I have quite enough. No, I have 65 and a half. So I kind of knew that when I started, that I would have not quite enough on this bottom piece here. So what I thought I was going to do with this is make little outriggers for it that slide in and out. I'll still put the casters here on the ends like they're called for, but I was going to put an outrigger out to probably an extra, at least a foot past, and they would probably be 2 foot outriggers, so it'd be a foot inside and a foot outside. And then I could have I would have foot pads that I could put down on threaded rod for support. And I wanted to do that anyway, and that's in addition to this unit. So what we really need to do now is to make this piece right here that's 18 inches. So I need a piece of 18 inches to weld onto there. So that's pretty straightforward. So excuse me. That's pretty straightforward, so let's get that done. Okay, I've got my piece of steel laid out here. I'm working off the floor because the steel's heavy and I can put a 4x4 block under one end and it levels it up with the table. So anyway, I got it measured 18 inches. So we're going to cut 2 of those. That little plastic, there's a little depth guide over here. It keeps rattling down, so that's what's going on. All right, there's 2 18 inchers right there. Before I weld these on, in the book, and we didn't really go through this much on that part because I skipped over it, but what there is to tie that center support together, there's a welded nut on top. So before I weld these on and I can put them up on the bench, while I can still put them up on the bench, I'll drill the 3/4 hole. The hole is actually 0.813. Now I'm going to go with my 3/4 step bit, and if I have to go one more step, that's fine. I'll get a bigger step bit. So that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to mark that off and I'll drill those holes. No, I'm going to do this on the drill press. It'll be better anyway. All right, so we got her set up now. I got some lube on it. Put a little more on just in case. There. So hopefully this will do it. Oh yeah. Cuts like butter. There. That's why I wanted to do these holes before. That's why I wanted to do these holes before we put them on the machine. Before we welded them on. That's what I'm looking for. Got the holes drilled in those center support pieces. I cleaned up the area where this is going to go. And I've got it kind of eyeballed on there. Now, what I'm using for my welding today is my old stick welder. Haven't used it in a while, but I learned how to stick weld before I learned how to MIG weld, so I think it'll come back to me. So I just want to see if this is going to sit, because there's a weld right here. I'm going to have to grind that weld off. It looks like it's lifting it some. Or I could tack it there and lift it up there. Let me get a square and see. Well, that's good right there. Now it will change when I put the heat on it. That's good right there. And that's good right there. But I'll have to recheck it. I'm going to tack each corner first. And then I'll check it. I'll check it after the first one and adjust it, because this will want to move in the direction of your welding. So it'll pull it. So let me get a rod dug out and see if we can get anything done here and get my helmet on. This is my welding machine I'm using, an old Mastercraft job. Mastercraft was Canadian Tire. Here, I'm not sure. I think I looked it up before who actually made these. I just forget now. Well, that was fun. I think I need a little bit more power. Let's see what happened here. That's good still there. That's good still there. Now that has to come up a little bit. All right, let's put it right there. Check it again. It's good. Good. And that's good. All right, I'll do the other two corners and we'll check it again. Good. Good. It's good. All right, last corner, and then we can start welding this baby in. Ooh. Wow. Ooh. My scratching is bad. All right, I'll check her one more time. And I did bevel the edges on this, on the welding areas, to give it a little bit more depth for the penetration. This is a critical part here. It's good. All right. I'll weld a little over here. I'll do this side so you can see it. right, let's take a peek at what we got here. Now, that one turned out pretty good here. Get it cleaned up a bit better. That weld turned out pretty good. Not bad, it's been a while. That one's not too bad. A little bit ugly on the corner here. And this weld's not too bad either. It needs a little cleaning. There we go. Now, the one I don't like, that one's not special, the one there, but it's good enough. I'm not fond of this one here. It looks kind of bubblegummy. So what I'm going to do off camera, I'll grind this back out and redo it. But these ones here, I think they seem to have good penetration. They're not undercutting the metal anywhere. This one here looks good. I just don't like that one. So I'll grind it out and redo it. And that'll be it for that part of this one anyway. There she is, looking pretty good. So this is a little high, but hey, it's better to be high than too short. So I'll leave it for now until I find out whether I need this height. I think we called, what you say, it was 50 inches for the height of that. And that's like 66, but that's okay. We can always cut it off later. So now I'll go ahead and do the other one. No point in boring you with that. I ground out the underneath weld I didn't like on that and redid it. Looks pretty much the same as the tops. But yeah, looks good. After I get the other one done, we'll start making caster pads. Pads to bolt the casters to, and we'll have to weld them on. There'll be 3 of them. Alright, I cut some of these caster pads out of the piece of steel I have here. It's a 1/4 inch, and I believe that's what the plan calls for. Get up here on the section where it has caster. No, that's the gusset. There's the casters. Yeah, 0.25, 1/4 inch. All right, so I'll be able to make that gusset out of those too. Great, perfect. So got some 1/4 inch to work with right there. All right, so let's get some gusset tubes made. We're gonna need 4 of these. These are the ones that support the vertical tube to the horizontal tube. And they are 17 inches long, cut on a 45. Pretty straightforward, so I'll get those made up. Well, there now. We've got a couple of gusset tubes put on. Now I just have to put the little 4x4 gusset in there, and then the foot pads. Well, there's one end frame made. For the most part, it needs caster plates and casters put on. A little cleanup on some of the ragged looking metal there. Coat of paint, and it should be beautiful. Anyway, the video is getting long, so I'm gonna have to cut it off there. We're already getting into 20 minutes, and I probably lost most of the people, not most of you. If you hear me, you're still here, but for the others, they likely ditched out around 5 or 6 minutes. But anyway, everyone have a great week, and we'll see you in the next one.